Hey guys, Michelle View here with Invictus Fitness, talking today about how to get in a 30-minute workout.
Rotating to the hip.
New runner.
We have a couple keys to this. So whether you are traveling and have the use of the hotel gym, or you don't really have much equipment of your own at home, this is still an easy way where you can get everything in. Building throughout the session from our warm-up, ramping up the intensity and kind of like a strength portion, onto a super intense part here where you could really get some work in if you're pushing really hard here. And then finishing with a cool down that's going to help bring the heart rate down, but also provide some supplemental work. So we're getting a lot of bang for the buck. We're supersetting movements, whatever movements you choose and have the equipment available for. And between each of these sets, we're not taking very much time. So we're keeping our heart rate up over the entire 30 minutes with these interval type things, and then only taking about 60 to 90 seconds in between the warm up to part A, to part B, to part C. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you how you guys can keep everything moving really quickly by having the equipment in the area. Like I said, we're only going to use dumbbells today. So I already pulled some aside, but we did set up in the portion of the gym here that has all the dumbbells, kettlebells, all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do for our warm-up is 2 sets of 30 seconds at each of these stations. So we're going to go through all of the stations and then back through the top. So that's 1 minute, 2 minutes. So it's a total of 4 minutes for this warm-up. And then with the 1 minute transition here, we've only used 5 minutes for this first part, okay? But we are starting to do kind of precursor movements to what we're gonna do later on in the workout here. So we're gonna be doing some pressing, so we're gonna get our shoulders primed here, okay? And then later on, this pressing is gonna progress into going overhead with dumbbells. So we're using the progression throughout the workout of similar movements. So we're not only getting our heart rate up, but we're getting all those things ready to move and groove. We don't have to spend too much time. So we'll start with the band pull-aparts, palms up, very thin band, set those shoulder blades back, okay? We don't want to be squeezing up like this. Think squeeze with the back of the armpit and pinning those shoulder blades together in the back. And you're just going to do a pull-apart here, okay? You might need to give yourself a little bit more slack if that was too hard. It's too easy, you can hold closer or even do a double band. Not many people can do this. You see, I'm not able to go past this point without the shrug. So this isn't for like a max out amount of tension, just activation. So 30 seconds of that. Then we're gonna get down into a plank position, but we're also gonna get our hamstrings at the same time. So we're gonna start in our plank and then we're gonna reach back to that other toe. So we're gonna send the butt in the air. You can bring the feet wider. So we're getting a little bit of shoulder activation and we're starting to get the hamstrings warmed up. So we'll just do that for 30 seconds. Alternating lateral lunges. We're getting these in. You can do reverse lunges if you want. Any kind of lunging. We're just going to step from side to side. Okay. Just ease down a little bit lower each rep. We'll just do that for 30 seconds. No weight, just body weight. And then we'll finish with some dead bugs. So we kind of have a theme of midline focus throughout this workout today. Those are really easy exercises to do without any equipment. So, and you always can use some midline work. So for the dead bugs, we're gonna start with the toes and fingers reaching toward the sky. Shoulder blades are up off the floor. And then we're gonna drop the opposite arm and opposite leg to a hollow position, okay? Back up with nice control. Let's take like 3 seconds to get down to that position and back up. So you're only gonna get 8 to 10 reps maybe in during that 30 seconds, but again, it's a warm up. We're not worried about trying to race through these movements. You'll hit each of those one more time through, okay? So now we're warmed up. We have about a minute transition. We have our weights right here next to us, and we're gonna go into kind of an interval strength portion next. Again, this could be any movement that you want to work on or have the equipment for. And we're going to just alternate. Each minute we're going to do a different exercise. It's not going to take us the full minute to do it. It's going to take maybe around 20 to 30 seconds at the most. Actually 30 to 40, I lied. And then we'll have just the remainder of that minute to rest. So a strength movement mixed in with our like gymnastics hollow hold position. So at 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna do seated shoulder press. So I'm sitting nice and upright with my legs out in front of me. You see, I'm not leaning back or forward. and I'm just driving the dumbbells up overhead, okay? I'm gonna do 6 to 8 reps. Okay, it's not a ton of reps, so you guys should be going really as heavy as you can with this, okay? And then we're gonna stay down on the floor for the next movement. So once the next minute strikes, 3, 2, 1, we're gonna be in our hollow hold. So we progress from our dead bugs in the warm up to like kind of a half body hollow hold. Now we're gonna try to do the full body hollow hold, okay? If you're unable to maintain this, you're gonna go back to dead bugs, okay? And you're gonna do that for the 30 to 40 seconds. Cool? All right, so we'll do 3 sets of that. So it'll take 6 minutes, so just going bam, bam, bam each minute, starting to get the heart rate up, get even warmer and more movement prepped, ready for our 5 sets for max reps of the burpees and dumbbell thrusters, okay? If you have access to like an assault bike or something like that, you want to just keep it something simple, you can substitute out any of these things here, okay? For the 5 sets, you're going to go as hard as you can on the 30-second intervals, and then you're going to get 30 seconds of rest, okay? 30 seconds of thrusters, 30 seconds of rest, okay? So for the burpees, we're just dropping to the floor and jumping at the top, okay? Chest just needs to touch the floor. It doesn't need to be a perfect push-up. Really focusing on snapping those legs back in so that you can cycle the reps as fast as possible. Rest. During your rest, calming the breathing, and then we're going to grab the dumbbells up to the shoulders, and we're squatting and pressing up overhead, all in one movement. So use those legs to drive that weight up overhead, and you're just going to finish the nice locked out position at the top, okay? 30 seconds rest, and you're going to go through that 5 times. So it ends up being quite a few intervals. Again, push as hard as you can each one, focus on calming your breathing in between. Take a little extra rest after your 5 sets. So let's take like 2 minutes rest here, just because your heart rate's up crazy. We are going to lower it more here in the plank, but let's get a chance to kind of gather your breathing. And we're going to do a 5-minute plank challenge at the end. These are the 5 positions. We'll go over each of them here in a second. You can rotate in any order you choose, but the goal is to hold each position for 60 seconds. Okay, if you need to rest, quick rest, and then get right back into it. But your ultimate challenge, and this is something you can always throw in, even for like supplemental work on your regular training days, and just try to make it that whole 5 minutes without resting. So for the prone plank, we're gonna go on the elbows or the forearms. Not here, let's rotate the wrist out as much as we can, squeeze the heels together, squeeze the butt, okay? And then we're pressing into the ground here. You're gonna hold for 60 seconds. And then we're gonna go to a side plank. Okay, you can keep that same arm position, bring it in just a little bit, and then this other arm can be pitched up too. On this, let's focus on squeezing the glutes so that we don't end up here. We're in a nice solid plank, side plank with each side. Superman hold, you would just drop down to the floor and squeeze everything on your backside. So it's kind of the opposite of a hollow, right? We're bringing the chest up, the hips up, the legs up. And then the final one would be to roll over and hold the top of a glute bridge for that 60 seconds. Very little cleanup after that. We just got to put our dumbbells and band away, and then you guys had an excellent workout in just 30 minutes.